Anger and outrage across MAGA land, from politicians like Ron DeSantis to the walking, talking mosquito known as Ben Shapiro. Everybody is upset about the Trump administration working behind the scenes to get the violent human traffickers, the Tate brothers, released from Romanian prison and back on American soil. We'll dive into who these two misogynistic freaks are, as well as backlash from MAGA land from people who are somehow surprised that their abuser-in-chief is fans of other abusers getting off scot-free. It might just be me, but I don't think we're ever going to see those Epstein files. Remember to like the video if you're liking the video, and be sure to subscribe. Most of you are probably familiar with who Andrew Tate is and his sidekick of a brother. After making headlines for selling courses teaching young men how to be pimps, he was arrested in Romania and charged with a litany of crimes having to do with his online camgirl business. Other than being part of the MAGA mouthpiece online and openly supporting Donald Trump, there was never really an official connection between the Trump administration and the Tate brothers. Not quite the same as there is between more clean members of the manosphere like Dana White or Jordan Peterson. So it's surprising to nearly everyone to hear that the Trump administration has pressed Romanian authorities to lift travel restrictions on the self-described misogynist influencer Andrew Tate.
Others, Andrew and Tristan, have left Romania. It comes after the Donald Trump administration leaned on Romania to relax restrictions on Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan.
Many people are asking why the Trump administration is involving itself in the Romanian criminal justice system. And clearly they were trying to do this under the radar. The Tate's case was first brought up by US officials in a phone call with the Romanian government last week, and then followed up by Trump's special envoy, Richard Grenell, when he met the Romanian foreign minister at the Munich Security Conference, said 3 people familiar with the matter. A 4th person said a request was made to return the brothers' passports and allow them to travel while they wait for court proceedings to conclude. If you think that the Tate brothers are ever going to step foot in Romania, or that Trump's administration is going to extradite them back to Romania when the time comes, I have a bridge to sell you, because it's very clear that the Tates have no intention of going back. With the help of the same special envoy, Richard Grenell, the Tate brothers are trying to push a conspiracy that Romania worked with US aid in order to prosecute them. On February 3rd, before the trip to Munich, Grenell quote tweeted a reply to Tristan Tate on X and alleged that Romania had used funds from the beleaguered US aid agency to target conservatives. There appears to be no factual basis for this claim, but it bolsters the Tates' longtime argument that they are victims of a political witch hunt. I support the Tate brothers, as evident by my publicly available tweets. Here's the tweet in question. The US aid programs were weaponized against people and politicians who weren't woke. The Biden team spent US taxpayer money to support left-wing programs and candidates around the world. Yeah, Romania, famously left-wing. Conservatives around the world were targeted. Romania is the latest example. Now, it should be noted that Grenell here denies ever talking to the Romanians in Munich about the Tate brothers. Conversation, he said, it was very brief and they didn't talk about anything substantive. Yet after this little conversation, the Romanians gave Tate's passport back and now they're in Florida, something that's rubbing Ron DeSantis the wrong way, like the bad lifts in his shoes. Here he is telling the press that the Tates are not welcome in Florida. In fact, he doesn't mention it, but there's a lawsuit from one of his victims that's being filed in Florida. So hopefully they escaped Romanian justice just to find themselves in an American prison. Here's DeSantis trying his best not to criticize Daddy Trump.
Is he welcome here? What the states send back to Romania or whatever?
We have no involvement in that. I read about it through the media. Clearly, the federal government has jurisdiction, whether they want to rebuff his entry into the United States, and I have confidence that whether it's Pam Bondi or Kristi Noem, that they will be looking at that. I do know our Attorney General, James Uthmeyer, is looking at what state hooks and jurisdiction we may have to be able to deal with this. But the reality is no, Florida is not a place where you're welcome. With that type of conduct in the air. And I don't know how it came to this. We were not involved. We were not notified. I found out through the media that this was something that was happening.
It clearly upsets him that the Trump administration didn't notify him about Tate's arrival. And I hate to be the one to break the bad news to him, but Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi aren't going to do a goddamn thing about Tate. They absolutely love what he's doing and what he stands for. Here's Trump's personal lawyer and current counselor gushing all over Andrew Tate like she's a member of Hustler University. And she has nothing but great supportive things to say about Andrew and his philosophy.
Hi.
Hello, Alina.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. Well, nice
Big
to meet
fan.
you. I'm a fan. You're the one saving Trump. You're doing more important work than me.
America, not just Trump. And I agree with everything you just said. And I think that your anger is the same that President Trump has for our country. And the time is now for us to stop being wimps. I think that's exactly the right sentiment. And I also have to say that I sympathize with you because I think you go through a lot of the same show me the person, I'll find the crime that President Trump has gone through. And
Really, Alina, you think this man's philosophies align with Trump's? Let's get a little reminder of what this man's philosophies actually are, and then you can decide for yourself whether or not he's being unfairly prosecuted.
And then I grab you by your neck again. Then what the fuck are you gonna do when your face is collapsed and your fucking cheekbone's broken? You ain't gonna do shit but cry.
I guarantee I changed the way you look at sex forever. You're gonna be fucking crying. I won't cry. I bet you cry, bitch.
The webcam studio was shut 4.5 years before I allegedly started this kidnapping gang. So they're not connected.
You do not run a web business now.
No, absolutely not.
The cam business is it's still going because my most loyal girls will never leave me. That's why it's going. So I have these girls on these various webcam websites who will never, ever leave.
And folks across the internet are rightly pissed off about Trump sending his little special envoy to get these losers out of prison. Even Ben Shapiro, Satan's ball boy, is upset with this move. He writes, America does not need more self-proclaimed pimps and terror supporters with outstanding criminal allegations of sex trafficking and a history of pornographic distribution, plus a grift university that suckers young men out of thousands of dollars. Grift university that suckers people out of thousands of dollars. I sure wonder why that sounds so familiar. Other anti-Trump Republicans are also rightly pissed. Might be a pattern, this person says. Trump, friends with many PDF files, essay accusations. Gates, friends with PDFs, child trafficking accusations. RFK Jr., friends with Epstein, essay accusations. Musk, friends with Epstein, essay accusations. Linda McMahon protected a predator. Jim Jordan protected a predator. Hegseth, essay allegations. Kavanaugh, essay allegations. In fact, according to whoismakingnews.com, an excellent site that's actually tracking cases, 76% of all of those PDF files who were caught and convicted, mind you, not just allegations, were Republicans. In fact, 9 out of the top 10 worst offending states are Republican states, whereas all 10 of the lowest offending states are Democrat or Democrat-leaning. So it seems pretty clear to me, at least, that the Trump administration protecting these criminals is not because U.S. aid funds are being used to unjustly demonize conservatives, is because the conservatives are ideologically aligned with the Tate brothers. They hate women, they hate children, and they hate justice. So what better way to give a big middle finger to all three than unleashing the Tate brothers and letting them run rampant across America? You better believe that Tate's misogyny will find its way into law during Trump's administration. Will the women who voted for Trump finally wake up and realize that their party hates them? Well, that's yet to be seen. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.